Today, for my worst trade, my best trade, I'm going to make an entire video talking about a trade that I didn't even take because I think there's a lot of value here. And I think you guys will learn something, at least from what I've learned. The lesson that I learned today, I think it's a really good lesson, something that I need to focus on, something that I need to work on. And I think other people out there can agree that this might also be a lesson for you. If it's not a lesson, maybe you'll just enjoy the idea of me not actually taking this trade and missing out on a lot of profit. But today, for the best and worst trade of the week, we're going to talk about a trade that I didn't take. Talking about it in this video, so let's do it. What's going on, day trading fanatics? Today, we're talking about HIBB. This is a trade that really got me. And, you know, the worst part is that I didn't even trade it. I didn't lose money. I didn't make money. But I did everything that I shouldn't have done in terms of not taking the trade, not taking the plan. And I want to talk about kind of my overall conviction, my overall idea of this trade, the plan that I had. I'm not trying to be that guy who pulls up charts, you know, an hour after the move and says, oh, I could have done this. Oh, I should have done this. But the whole idea of this video is to talk about when a stock presents itself, when a setup presents itself like this, you have to take the trade. No matter if you have a weird feeling, no matter if you don't think there's any more downside to come, no matter what, you need to take the trade. And this is a prime example of how I basically blew it on the best trade opportunity of the year for myself. This is easily top 5 best trades of 2018. No doubt about it. And HIBB, it's going to haunt me for a while, actually. It's going to haunt me because there might not be another setup like this for quite some time. And I want to talk about some of the things that made this such a good setup. First off, I've previously traded this stock, so I know a little bit about it. HIBB, which is HIBB Sport. It's kind of like a really bad Dick's Sporting Goods, shoes, stuff like that. It's not that nice. It's a brick and mortar retail store, and they just started selling online like last year. I remember shorting it when it was like, oh, they're selling online. Who cares? So I already know about it. So I know a little bit about the company. Obviously, retail brick and mortar is just getting crushed recently. Nobody's buying from brick and mortar stores anymore. It's all about Amazon. So right there, it's like, okay, this is good. That's one little check. Now let's look at the chart. On the daily chart, what are we looking at? It gapped down from $29.60 this morning down there to $24. Now looking at the chart, you can see there's that previous support there. Everything kind of going on at that $23 area, and then 22, and then low was down there $23.60. So we'll just kind of put these lines there. So you can see the previous chart had this big, massive gap down, and you're thinking, okay, look at this. I'm looking at this like, look at all these people who bought right here on this run up into the ER. Everybody buying for that run up into the ER. That's like 2 solid weeks of just run up. People buying, chasing. And then the ER hits. So what am I thinking? That everybody is going to be trying to dump it because they're trying to just cut it off at open. So you have people who aren't trading pre-market, maybe people who are waiting for the bell to see what happens. And you're just going to get a lot of stop losses. You're going to get a lot of people who are just getting out of it because they're like, I got to get out of this stock because it's already down 30% and I can't take any more of a bleeder here. So a lot of people just ended up dumping here right at open. There, the chart was setting up. There was a little bit of support there pre-market. Look at this, how that was holding below $24 very nicely, getting held below $24, holding there. And then right there at open, it just got crushed. We got the chart set up. We got the conviction because we know about the company. We've seen this move before. We know the sector's getting crushed. And overall, it's just like, hey, this is a beautiful, beautiful setup. There's plenty of liquidity. This first 5-minute candle had 500,000 shares traded, so you easily could have gotten in with 1,000 shares, no problem, and shorted this baby all the way down there. My overall plan was to try to short into this push up there to $24 and then ride it on down there. This was one of those stocks that I should have just hammered it into the ground. It's about the conviction, and then over time, seeing these setups. These setups come along over and over. These companies do very similar moves. HIBB, like I said, everything was against this stock. The market, everything was against HIBB doing well. And it really should have just been an easy short. Obviously, you know, hindsight's 20/20 here. But again, it just comes back to the idea of Patrick. When a stock presents itself, when a setup like this presents itself, you gotta hammer it. You gotta jump in. You know, no matter what, you need to take these setups, because when a setup like this presents itself, it's time to jump in. I could have easily gotten short there at the 23.75 area, kept my stop there at 24, you know, risk 20-30 cents for a possible $2-3 move. You know, that's exactly what could have went down, and I hate to sit here and just talk in hindsight, but I think this is a really good lesson that when a stock like this presents itself, when you have previous knowledge, when you have previous experience with a stock like this, and it sets itself up so beautifully, when everything is lining up, when the stars align, you got to take the trade. You got to take the trade, Patrick. And today's a great lesson. Today's a great lesson for that. Take the trade. When the stars align, it's time to hammer it. And HIBB, the stars align today. This should have easily been a beautiful, beautiful trade. Overall, I'm mostly just upset with myself for not taking the trade. I was playing around with the live stream this morning and just not doing what I needed to do and taking the trade. If you guys haven't already, you want to learn more about day trading and all that fun stuff, hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys later on.